What it do? Bedtime crew. Hey man, listen, today I am here to rant about the UFC because I'm not going to lie, dude. I don't know whether it's because it's Leon Edwards fight week and I'm just hearing nonstop, like every time I open Instagram, it's just like, I don't know, bro, below, fucking haunting me, bro. I don't know what it is, but the UFC is just falling off and it's just pissing me off at the moment. I feel like we have so many like good things to look forward to in 2025, like potentially getting Tom Aspinall, John Jones, Ilia Topuria versus Islam Makhachev, and then I look at what's in front of me and it's fucking blockhead mania, Dolidze Vittori. We're getting Apex fight nights in the year of 2025, all this stuff. So today I just want to rant about the UFC. I'm going to talk about some things that I think are going good, but also just talk about all the things I think are wrong right now with the UFC. So let me be positive, if I will, okay? If I can, excuse me. I think that the pay-per-views right now are pretty decent. I'm not going to say they're worth $80. I mean, we all pay for the pay-per-views. We are not pirating any of these. I mean, come on, guys. We all don't use Stream East anymore. The pay-per-views, though, they have been pretty consistent. Like, they've been okay, you know, except for fucking UFC 312, which genuinely, you know, ruined my life. You know, we're dealing with some pretty good pay-per-views. 311, 313. These were pretty decent cards. I think 314 is about to be another hood classic with Volk versus Lopez. I think UFC 315. I mean, listen, when you got Jack Della Maddalena and Bilal Muhammad on the card, it's going to be a fucking banger, right? But then you look at the fight nights in between. I mean, we started the year off with a fucking Apex WMMA main event. If that doesn't summarize what's wrong with the UFC, I don't know what else will, right? Because we get these great pay-per-views, or at least a couple of big fights on all of these. We get a couple of fight nights in front of the crowds, right? Which are awesome, right? Like Saudi Arabia, we got Seattle, another Apex fucking Blobfest, another Apex Blobfest, you know, we got London. So some of these fight nights are actually good, but the amount of Apex cards is just fucking ridiculous. And the thing about the Apex that pisses me off is they kill highlight reels, right? Like the first one that comes to mind is Ignacio Bahamondes, spinning wheel kick against Roosevelt Roberts. And it's just another Apex finish. It's just NPC slop, right? And these Apex cards, they kill the highlight reels, they kill the prospects, they kill title runs dead in terms of attention and interest. Like no one cares about an Apex card. You could put literally anything in the Apex in 2025, and I don't give a fuck. Right? And it promotes people just not caring about the matchmaking. So they just put random NPCs on these cards because they know the only people that will waste their life, including me, to watch an Apex card on a Saturday night. You know, instead of going out with women, family, friends, they know that you, regardless of what's on this card, will be here to watch this Apex slop. And the funniest part is, it's almost so bad that people get gaslit into lowering their standards. I dropped a fucking video talking about UFC 317 International Fight Week, and I said, this is a realistic card the UFC could make. I had Gary versus Colby Covington on there. I had Arman Sarukian versus Dan Hooker. I had Jones versus Aspinall. I had Ilia Topuria on the card. People said it's unrealistic. People said, oh, dude, the UFC will never do this. That's not unrealistic for the UFC to do. They are perfectly capable of putting together a pay-per-view that's actually worth $80 fucking dollars. But you've been gaslit. You've been gaslit by constant ESPN Plus whopper. You've been gaslit into watching this fucking slop, bro. Where you're like, dude, it's not even a bad card, man. Chidi and Jaquani, dude, that's a good co-main. People literally think like that now because of these fucking cards. And the thing that pisses me off, imagine if they just dissolved these Apex cards. Like instead of a fight every week, we get a fight every 2 weeks. Or if they know that they have a crowd lined up, just keep that card and get rid of the Apex jobber fight night. Like no one gives a fuck. Perfect example of this. Look, we got London, okay, pretty good. We got Mexico, okay, you know, decent. The thing about these fight nights too in front of a crowd, I don't care what's actually on the card. Give me a good main event. Give me some entertaining fights. You put it in front of a crowd. It's going to be fun to watch. And then boom, we're back to the Apex. Pat Sabatini co-main event in the year of 2025. Are you fucking serious, dude? This guy got his little fucking head pinged around by Diego Lopez. He's the co-main event of a fight night. What are we doing? You know what I'm saying, bro? I think the UFC should dissolve Apex fight nights. Dana White talks about this fucking place like moving out of home. Like every time they ask Dana White, they go, oh, dude, when are we leaving? What's the question? Yeah, we're gonna be moving out of home soon. Yeah, listen, we'll see how this weekend plays out. We'll see how the gambling trip with the boys plays out. If I lose my paycheck, I'll stay living in my mom's basement. But listen, we're moving out this year, 110%. He's been saying for like 3 years that they're getting out of the Apex. I'm fucking sick of these cards. It doesn't matter what's on them. It's literally just slop NPC, Dana White Contender Series prospects, and random fucking people that you forgot were even in the UFC as the co-main event. Just dissolve these fights and put these fights on actual cards that people pay for. People literally have lowered their standards so much that they look at you. Like I said, I made this card builder of UFC 317 and people called it unrealistic, right? This is a fucking good card. These are all ranked people, right? I'm not asking for much, but there was a time where UFC cards used to have 6 to 10 ranked fighters on every single pay-per-view, and now that is unrealistic. So get rid of these fucking Apex cards that no one gives a fuck about, like Cape versus Almabayev with Julian Marquez as the co-main event. Perfect example of what I'm talking about. Get rid of these events that genuinely just waste our time, waste our lives, that you don't promote, that you just throw on ESPN Plus with 30 people in the crowd, and add them to other cards. Imagine if instead of we got UFC Fight Night, fucking Emmett, fucking Lerone Murphy, bruv, 35-year-old prospect. This guy, we have to sit through 5 rounds of this guy. Why don't we just dissolve these fights and put them on pay-per-views? You know, those things that people pay $80 fucking to watch. God forbid we add Josh Emmett, Lerone Murphy to a pay-per-view. I mean, we can't do that. We can't overstack a pay-per-view, kid. We gotta add Apex Fight Night with fucking Cortavius Ramaius or whatever this kid's name is. I'm fucking sick of these Apex slop cards, dude. And the thing about the pay-per-views that's annoying is the UFC will put together a fucking banger like this, right? UFC 314. Masterpiece. Beautiful. Life-changing, okay? Hill versus Roundtree. Perfect example of a great fight night, man. Sandhagen Figueiredo. Now we're fucking cooking. And then UFC 315. Great. Why do I feel like we're about to get more of these cards where the main event is something amazing and then you put random Dana White Contender Series NPCs on the undercard? UFC 312 was like a boxing card come to life. That was one of the worst pay-per-views I've ever seen put together in my entire time watching the UFC. And the thing that I don't like about the pay-per-view model of the current like way the UFC runs things, it's too fucking expensive, dude. You're putting $80 together. You're putting together $80 pay-per-views, and people think it's unrealistic to ask for 10 ranked fighters on a main card, right? That's how much like the opposite of inflation, deflation. That's what's happened to the UFC here. The price has gone up, and the quality has fucking dropped. We used to get back-to-back-to-back pay-per-view bangers. There used to be fight nights with title fights in the main event. And now people call me unrealistic for asking for 5 ranked fighters on the main card of a pay-per-view in 2025. You want the UFC to keep going down this fucking rabbit hole of let's get a good main event, a good co-main event, and people will buy it anyways. Let's throw fucking NPC, Dana White Contender Series guys on there. It's so fucking ridiculous, dude. And that's another thing that I think is really annoying is the UFC knows we are all gonna watch this shit regardless, right? Like, we're part of the problem. They don't promote these fights. These fight nights especially really piss me off because at least for a pay-per-view, you get countdown, you get media day, you get a press conference. For these fight nights, it's like you get an Instagram post of them doing fucking arts and craft together. Why the fuck does Misfits Box... I can't even yell. I'm in a fucking hotel. I can't yell right now. I feel like someone's gonna report. We've got a British man yelling upstairs about fucking Apex Contender Series fights. But listen, dude, these fight nights. Why the fuck do you get out promoted by Misfits Boxing? KSI is out here more promoting fights more entertaining than these guys. The $4.2 billion company is too fucking lazy to have people sit down for a face-to-face interview. You can't even have a press conference for a fight night anymore. Why? Why not? Literally, what is the fucking point of having this giant promotional company? You can't even manage to put these two in a fucking room together and ask them some questions. Bring back the face-to-face interviews. Bring back fucking, like, the ones you had in the past were so good as well. That's what annoys me. Every time they do it, we get Nate Diaz, Conor McGregor in that little boxing gym. Nate's a credit to the community. Nate, he's making animal balloons with the left hand and gang signs with the right hand. He's a fucking clown. You know what I mean? We're getting generational fucking face-offs. Dominic Cruz, TJ Dillashaw. You can't be done talking to me, dummy. I'm sitting right here in front of you. Where is that? Please bring this back, bro. Let's get Khalil, dude. Imagine Jamal Hill trying to explain to Khalil Roundtree that he doesn't hate him. He just thinks he's statistically better than him. We need promotion back. I need good pay-per-views that are worth the fucking money that you're wringing dry from the fans. Get rid of the fucking Apex. Put together fight nights like this every 2 weeks, and we will not complain about it. And fucking promote the fights, man. The thing that annoys me about the promotion is half these guys that the UFC has that are so entertaining to watch in the cage, right? They're great fighters. Some of them have really good personalities that the hardcore fans know about because they follow them on social media and stuff like that. There's so many fighters coming to mind that I can think of that are really cool dudes that if you follow them on Instagram or you keep up with them on social media, you know they're a sick dude. You know that they're funny as fuck. The UFC never gives them a chance to speak unless they're at a press conference on the main card of a pay-per-view. And even then, sometimes they don't even get put on the press conference, right? But sometimes when they do, this is their chance to speak and what they have to deal with.
Question for Joe Anderson Brito. What's it like being in Las Vegas? Are you enjoying being in Las Vegas? What's it like in Las Vegas? And should we bet on you in this fight in Las Vegas?
It's so fucking ridiculous. Where's the face-to-face interviews? Where's the fucking countdowns for fight nights? Where's the fucking, open workouts? Where's the chances for the fighters to actually promote themselves instead of the UFC fighters do the whisper challenge or some bullshit? Every fight week, I'm like, what are we doing, bro? What are we doing, man? Nina Drama's the best chance. And this is something that people don't want to really admit, but I'm just going to say it, dude. Nina Drama does the best job out of the UFC marketing machine of promoting the personality of the fighters. Nina Drama's chopping it up with Big Ank. She's chopping it up with fucking... I've seen her get a good interview out of Leon Edwards, bro. She's making me think Leon Edwards is a fucking comedic genius, bro. That's another thing I need to talk about, dude. Great example of what we need to do fight week. All you need to do is just get a female interview to talk to Leon Edwards, bro. Bro's literally shelled up like he's fighting Usman in round 4. Bro. Just wondering, bro. It's not that hard, man. Let's make entertaining. Let's get entertaining promotion. Let's get entertaining interviews going on. Let's stop putting fucking NPC fighters on Apex cards. Let's get rid of the Apex. Let's get Dana White to finally move out of home and spend some fucking money on press conferences, face-to-face interviews, especially for big fights. Especially when a fighter doesn't like each other. Imagine a tag team face-to-face of Pereira and Big Ank. Imagine how sick that would be, right? I can go on with so many examples of fights where we needed a face-to-face sit-down, right? There's obviously fights where you don't want to do that. I don't think anyone's clamoring for Brandon Moreno and Steve Erceg to go face-to-face with each other. Same with JD and Bilal. I feel like that's just going to be, bro, literally, how are you going to beat me, bro? Literally. Probably by knockout, I don't know. Not everybody needs that, but some fights really are missing that. So in terms of what's pissing me off about the UFC, the pay-per-views are too expensive. We need better matchmaking across the board. The fight nights have improved, but we need to get rid of the fucking Apex. And the biggest thing that's annoying to me is the NPCs that the UFC just keeps signing and signing. I feel like they're the fucking problem. The UFC has so many fighters now. It's like 600, 700 fighters. Half of these guys, I swear to God, they come in from the fucking Dana White's Contender Series. They literally won a unanimous decision. You don't even remember them fighting. They just spawned in off Contender Series. Oh, this guy had an impressive performance last month in Contender Series. You swear you've never seen the guy before in their life. They're the featured fight of a fucking fight night. It's ridiculous, especially when you look back and they didn't even sign Chris Curtis. He had like a highlight reel finish. They refused to sign him. There's so many UFC fighters that did not get signed on Contender Series. But now, anytime a guy wins a fucking unanimous decision, I mean, how do you not sign this kid? Listen, come up here, kid. We're going to sign you to a 2020. You're going to be the co-main event of a pay-per-view, kid. Like, it's so fucking ridiculous, bro. What is going on with this fucking company, dude? The only thing I will say about Contender Series is that it's better quality than TUF. And the last thing I want to say is that TUF is such a missed opportunity. They have fucking DC on there. They have Chaos on it. I really think my guy's going to win the title. I really do. What's your name? John Smith. Jake Smith. This guy's a great fighter. He really is. We've got DC and Chael on there trying to convince us to watch TUF. But the biggest thing that we all need to agree about TUF, the format is fucking dead, bro. Change the format. No one watches fucking TV. They're still trying to push this shit, and it's like they're trying to make it bad. It's like everyone's like, oh, give us DDP and Chimaev as coaches. Give us fucking, Colby and Masvidal as coach, right? There's always a coaching that we want every season, and they go, oh, what's the yeah, how do you not do Shevchenko Grasso as coach? It's so fucking crazy. So my opinion on another way to bring some hype back to the UFC, to get some interesting names back on these fight nights and back on these pay-per-views and just add some hype to it, because I feel like the UFC is dead as fuck right now. I feel like nobody gives a fuck about Leon Edwards versus Sean Brady. I feel like that Marvin Vettori Dolidze card borderline almost killed the sport in terms of popularity. There was good fights and good finishes on there, but the quality was like Street Beefs-esque. I'll just say that. Okay, and the promotion was literally 30 people sitting in the fucking Las Vegas warehouse pretending to care about UFC, right? I think that TUF is something that could bring some hype back, but we need to change it, man. Get rid of the TV format, make it a YouTube series, okay? Get fucking, why are you paying Neon Naden Ross, but you won't make a social media show? Make TUF social media, get the numbers up, and just admit that TUF is not about finding the best talent. All the best prospects, they're either in Cage Warriors, and you don't sign them for whatever reason, or they're going on to fucking Dana White Contender Series. So get Dylan Dennis on TUF. Get journeymen, get exciting journeymen like some Bobby Green type dude, some fucking Tony Ferguson type schizos. Get them on there. Make it like a Last Chance University type shit, where they have these interesting kind of redemption type stories, fighting for a chance to get to the UFC. Put fucking Anshul Jubilee on there, bro. Who gives a fuck? Throw some UFC fighters that people actually want to watch on there, and the winner of this, they get to be on the main card of a pay-per-view, right? I mean, you would literally put anyone on a fucking pay-per-view. You're putting Bo Nickel on UFC 300. You can't put Dylan Dennis on the main card of a pay-per-view if he wins a reality show. Like, the UFC has their priorities so fucking backwards, and I worry about where it's going, because the fighters are getting better, but the promotion is getting so fucking lazy, and they know that people will just watch this shit regardless. So they can put together really good cards, right? Like UFC 314, Khalil Roundtree versus Jamal Hill. These are great cards. They can put together crazy pay-per-views. But when you try and make that a consistent thing, oh, dude, that's unrealistic, bro. The UFC will never do that. That actually hurt me when I read the comments on my video, that people think it's unrealistic, or the UFC will never make a Jones versus Aspinall card. The fact that we don't even know if we're getting Jones versus Aspinall, and they still haven't stripped this fucking blob. I like the UFC. I'm looking forward to UFC 314 and 315. But man, some of these fight nights be killing the fucking sport, bro. Like this Leon Edwards Sean Brady card, I think it's a little bit more exciting than the Vettori Dolidze, but man, some of these Apex cards, some of these fight nights, I just saw they announced, you know what's crazy, bro? This is proving exactly what I'm talking about. The biggest UFC news this week is John Jones said he needs 6 months to prepare for Tom Aspinall. Did he not know who the fuck he was fighting next? Like, why is he... Oh shit, dude, I'm fighting Tom Aspinall? Oh shit, I gotta lock in, bro. Guy's been interim champ for fucking 2 years, and now he's like, oh shit, I gotta prepare for that, right? That's the biggest news of the week. Or the UFC just announced, don't get too excited, UFC just announced Rose Namajunas Fight Night main event. Listen, how do you not love the UFC? I don't know, man. This sport be pissing me off sometimes. I am looking forward to some of these cards, but I feel like there's a little bit of a burnout right now in terms of the hype and the interest. I don't know if we're just in a bit of a slump and we're gonna pick back up for 314. I'm hoping that's where it goes, but I just had to get my feelings out, bro, because I feel like these pay-per-views are so fucking wishy-washy. They're getting better this year. They were pretty inconsistent last year. I think the fight nights, like some of them are really good, and then you get these Apex fights that just kill the momentum dead. That's a big thing that pisses me off. The Contender Series NPCs, we need to slow down the spawn rate. We're spawning in so many that it's becoming almost like comical how many are joining, where you're just like, who the fuck is this guy? And Dana White's, this kid's a marauder, this kid's going on the main card of the pay-per-view. So these are my biggest gripes with the UFC at the moment. I am looking forward to Leon Edwards versus Sean Brady. Maybe I'm a masochist, maybe I'm a sick person, but I will be doing a recap video for that if I can. This is my first UFC fight night on American time zone, so that's going to be interesting. But yeah, man, let me know what you guys think down below. Let me know if you feel how I feel, where the UFC, sometimes you love it, and then sometimes it's dead as fuck and it low-key pisses you off. That's how I feel at the moment, but let me know your opinions in the comments down below. If you guys are enjoying the videos, make sure you drop a like, subscribe to the channel. I'm going to be dropping a video every day this week, okay, dude? And last thing I need to say, boys, I've got something big cooking up. Okay, I've got something big in the works that I think you guys are going to be very excited about, and it's going to be happening before UFC 315. That's all I'll say. Sometime between now and UFC 315, something big is coming for the channel, okay, guys? So I'll let you decide what that is in the comments down below. But yeah, man, appreciate you boys. Have a good one. Goodbye.